Hey guys, my name is Dr. Stan Schulte, and today I specifically want to talk to those of you on Synthroid or Levothyroxine. Or if you know somebody who's on those, I encourage you to share this information because this is absolutely critical. You're on a thyroid medication, the number 2 prescribed medication in the United States today, and yet there are some major contraindications on that so many of your medical doctors are not testing, and that is adrenal insufficiency. Have you ever been checked for adrenal insufficiency before you went on that medication? Because if you haven't, that could cause major problems, and that could be a major cause and reason as to why you're on those medications. Those numbers look normal, but you still feel awful. Here's what I mean. Take a look at their insert here. This is from the medication itself. Underlined, it says levothyroxine is contraindicated in patients with uncorrected adrenal insufficiency. Why is this important? It's important because when we go to a medical doctor and they do a limited amount of tests, maybe it's T4, TSH, T3, you are not getting a complete picture of what's going on with your health there. You're getting a very limited number of tests that you can manipulate with medication and put into a normal range. That is not the goal with what we do in the wellness way. There is an absolutely better way. One of the things that separates us is we take what's known as a Swiss watch principle. And what I mean by that is if you see a watch with all those little gears, the biggest gear in there that's being missed by so many of your doctors and that so many of you have never had checked is your nervous system function. Your nervous system, your brain and spinal cord is what controls and coordinates every function in your body. And so many of you are living your life having been stressed, whether it's from physical, chemical, or emotional stress, and that nervous system is locking down. It's in a protective mode. It's stuck. It's releasing constantly stress hormones, cortisol, epinephrine, norepinephrine, and your body is in a constant state of adaptation. And when it's in that state, it can't heal. So if we have that nervous system in the middle and that gear's not functioning, all of a sudden your thyroid can't function. Your adrenals, your digestive system, maybe you have digestive issues, hormonal issues, maybe fertility issues. All of these things start to be affected because that thyroid is not functioning correctly. So here's how it's connected. They're all interact with each other. So if you've never had your adrenals tested for adrenal insufficiency, and let's say those adrenals are low functioning, what happens is your thyroid actually is intelligently increasing and going higher to counteract this insufficiency. So when we go into the medical doctor and we artificially lower this TSH, all of a sudden we're lowering that adrenal function even more. And why is that important? That's important because if we leave that fatigued and then take it even more into a state of fatigue and imbalance, that can actually lead to adrenal disease, which can cause so many other health issues. What are some side effects of that? You can have cardiovascular issues like a heart attack even. So this is critical that you know this information, that your friends know this information, because there's a better way out there. Here's another thing is when you look at the symptoms of adrenal insufficiency, these mimic thyroid symptoms. I'm going to read a few of these to you. So here's what they are. Adrenal insufficiency. So think about this. When you went into your medical doctor before you got put on that medication, were these some of the symptoms that you had? Allergies, breathing complaints, pupil dilation, dark circles under the eyes. Maybe you're dizzy or lightheaded. So many of you, it's affecting your mood, depression. You have dry skin. You're tired all the time. You have headaches. You have joint pain. You have muscle loss. Your blood pressure's being affected. You have low sex drive, poor circulation. How many of you guys have this where you're trying to eat healthy, you're trying to exercise, and you still can't lose the weight? So many times this is because your adrenals are not functioning appropriately and they've never been tested correctly. So at the Wellness Way, we can do absolutely full lab panels. We take a look at your complete body's health and we see what areas need to be tested, and not just testing 2 or 3 different numbers just to manipulate with medication. We want to see exactly what's going on in your case. We want to look at whatever tissues need the help and then support that. Because if you do that and if you're tested correctly, so many times you can drive that physiology and biochemistry back into a state of balance and a state of health where you have very little need, if any, for the medication that you've been told you had to be on the rest of your life. So yes, there's a time and place for medication, but I encourage those of you, especially those of you who are on the medication and have been, still feel like crap even though those numbers look normal. There's a better way. And again, that way is called the Wellness Way. We're a group of doctors around the country that are making a dramatic impact on the lives of those people who are looking for change. So I'm in Lincoln, Nebraska. I help Lincoln, Omaha area. We do consults all over the country. If you're interested, check out our website, drstanschulte.com. But I encourage you to check out, if you're not here, check out The Wellness Way. Learn more about what we do. There are amazing practitioners all over the country who can help test you properly and then put together a program of care to help you get your life back. Again, that's why we're here. That's why we're on this earth, is to be healthy, live abundant, healthy, happy lives so you can do what God designed you to do. If you're interested in that, give our office a call. I'd be happy to help. Please leave comments or questions below. And I encourage you, if you got value out of this, if you know someone who's on that medication, please share this because you could absolutely change their life as well. Take care. You guys have a great day. Bye.